Ay, 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 Gemini. How you guys doing? This will be your May reading. Oh, man. Okay, so Gemini is always, and I mean like always, my hardest sign to read. You guys, when I tap into your energy, I feel insane every single time. Like I cannot control myself. I feel nuts every single time I tap into Gemini energy. There's something about your effect, your sign's effect on me as a Scorpio that just wrecks my brain. And it's not like super bad. It's just every single time. Like I can definitely like depend on it and count on it and like know that it's gonna happen. Like I can totally predict it. The minute I link up with Gemini, my whole like Scorpio cool just disintegrates. You guys make me crazy. Okay, so Gemini from May of 2018. So immediately when I picked up the cards, my heart started beating all crazy, but not in the anxiety way, but like I just ran a marathon or like bubbling up with this crazy amount of mania. I don't know how to explain it. Just like I wouldn't just run around my apartment, you know, like all crazy, but you guys make me feel crazy. You guys make me feel crazy. So I have some water here, sorry. Okay, so chest filling up with energy, feeling like I'm going to burst at the seams, this overwhelming emotion that is just bubbling, bubbling, bubbling. It's quite literally the feeling of a soda bottle being shaken up, you know? Just a lot to fit in a contained sort of space. So let's see what that's about. Excitement, things like that. Yeah, Geminis, you guys mess with my everything. And I had a Gemini in my life who was completely insane. You know, to very much the duality nature of a Gemini, where one second they're happy, the next second they're not. I mean, totally split. It's probably less of a Gemini trait and more of a just crazy person trait, but either way. All right, Gemini, let's see what we're doing for May. And happy birthday, May, Geminis. All right. Late May Geminis, that is. Or early Gemini, however you want to look at it. Gemini May 2018. Gemini May 2018. All right, one more shuffle. I will intuitively cut, and then we will go from there. All right. Gemini May 2018. Show me, show me, show me. I think right there feels pretty good. Nope, nope, nope. Right there. Give me what I want. Okay. Nope, I'm being told this one. I've already seen it. I don't want to pull it when I've seen it. I'm starting over. I'm really particular about the way I pull cards, and I don't like to feel like I have any influence on them, like with my seeing them. So I'm pretty... Here we go. 1, 2, 3. So, Gemini for May, immediately what I'm pulling here, is the Knight of Pentacles, Judgment in reverse, and the Ten of Cups in reverse. Interesting. Okay, so I don't know what's happening here. I feel like something's malfunctioning with my little computer. Okay. What's happening? Can you... Okay, it's still recording. My electronics have been off. So having... God, the feeling is overwhelming. Like I cannot concentrate. I feel completely distracted. And maybe that has a lot to do with what's actually happening in your guys' reading. or what has to do with these cards, but I am so distracted. Like I'm having a really difficult time zoning in on what I'm supposed to be reading from these cards. Like I definitely feel like I have other things distracting me. Like I'm not focusing on the, maybe that's what's going on. Maybe you guys are having a really hard time focusing. I'm going to pull a clarifier on this Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, mind on your money and money on your mind. So motivating factors, but from what you do, definitely have money involvement, offers being given to you. I mean, these are kind of textbook meanings of these cards. I'll get into my more intuitive stuff here in a second once I get going, because I'm really struggling to focus on what I'm doing. Whew. I'm going to pull a clarifier on this Judgment. Ew. You got the Nine of Swords. So you got that. Wow, this is really interesting. Okay, so in my deck that I'm using, which is the Llewellyn Tarot, I believe. It's by the company Llewellyn. The Judgment card is also called the Sleepers. And if you know anything about tarot, you know that the Nine of Swords talks about not being able to sleep. And the Sleepers are in reverse. So maybe you guys are having some real problems like... God, it's just overwhelming. Like, I cannot freaking concentrate. Like, I am really struggling to focus on what I'm supposed to be doing. And this quite possibly could be you guys. It quite possibly could be you working yourself to death, not sleeping, not focusing on yourself, not taking care of yourself. Definitely feeling like you guys are burning the candle at both ends here. Quite possibly work-related. And when I said mind on my money, money on my mind, I definitely feel like that is something that was like, I was inspired to say just seeing these cards. So this is just gather myself here. I'm going to light another incense. Sorry, guys. I like to have my incense burning when I read. It makes me feel calm. Makes me happy. I like it. So man, I feel like quite possibly the decisions that you're making right now could be influenced by the fact that you're not taking that great of care of yourself. I do feel like self-care here is definitely going to be tantamount to what you're doing. I feel like you are grinding real hard to achieve those goals that you want, and you've got this like you're killing yourself kind of deal. Like you are grinding. Grinding is the word that I'm hearing. Like not hearing, but I'm inspired to say grinding. And let me give you a little insight into me. I am a psychic medium. I do have the ability to communicate with spirits. I don't rely on that when I'm doing tarot so much. I definitely like to rely on my intuition and my feelings about things. But if I am inspired by my team to say a little something, or if a little phrase or something pops in my head, I'm going to relay that, just because if it helps you, it helps me. You know what I mean? So grinding, mind on my money, money on my mind, grinding. I'm going to pull another clarifying card with this Ten of Cups in reverse here. Yeah, if I just follow my dream, if I just do it, it's determination. It's sticking to your guns. It's grinding on it. That's just the word I'm hearing is grinding, like, or on your grind. That's what I'm. Okay, mind on your money, money on your mind. You're on your grind, and I don't know like how many people kind of, I mean, talk like that. I don't really talk like that, but that's what I'm hearing. So that's what I'm gonna say. I feel like there's definitely a negative aspect to this. I do feel like you're not taking care of yourself. I feel like if you have self-care regimens that you usually participate in and you're letting those kind of slip to the side, definitely focus on that and make sure that you take care of your vessel and if your money maker is your face and your body, or if you are, if you're a public figure or whatever it may be, just take care of yourself. Take your spa days. If you got to take your spa days, make sure you eat healthy. Make sure that you're drinking water. And I'm definitely hearing water. You definitely got to drink some water. Everybody got to drink water. I don't know why that's anything special, but I definitely get that feeling. Like, do not let negativity drag you down, and don't let your lack of self-care sway you from your path. So I am going to pull one more card here. I feel like I need to, or I just want to, whatever. And the Six of Swords. All right. So I don't know if I've ever given you the story with the Six of Swords about this card and what it talks to me about. And this card doesn't look like this in every other deck. I mean, it's not the same card in every deck. But in this deck, every time I see this card, I get this image in my head. You live in a village. That village, and this is before our time. This is, centuries ago or whatever. You live in a village with your family. You have, it's not a permanent structure like a hut that's loosely built or whatever it may be. Not primitive, but just not what we're used to nowadays. And it's you and your partner and possibly a child, and you've lived there your whole life or whatever it may be in this village, and suddenly the village is on fire. Possibly it's under attack. Possibly it is, for some reason outside of your control. You have to take your partner, take that kid, take what meager possessions you have, get in your boat and jam. You have to leave. And I definitely feel like that feeling, and it's not like you're running from something that you're afraid of. More or less, it's almost like the feeling of self-preservation. Like you have to be willing or prepared to take the steps necessary to preserve your well-being. And that ties back into this whole self-care thing here. You know what I mean? It ties back into like, am I getting enough rest? Am I making the right decisions? Am I doing this for the right reasons? Am I grinding this hard? Because I see success right here in my future, mind on my money, money on my mind, stay on my grind. I'm grinding it out. I'm maybe slipping a little bit on how hard, I'm focusing on my self-care. But the reason that I'm doing things is because I see success in my future. I see opportunity in my future. I'm looking at the long game. And the Six of Swords is here to go like, just be prepared to, salvage and repair the things that maybe you had to put off a little bit in order to gain these things. I'm going to put one more card I want to. The Knight of Cups. Exactly. And I love the Knight of Cups. At least in this scenario here with this sequence here, I feel like the Knight of Cups is here to tell us that we have a little bit of it is not that we are doing things without thought. We are doing things with our heart. It is this new opportunity that is motivating us to leave this shit behind. So I don't know if it's and I'm getting way too deep with this, but honestly, for the month of May, all I see is that you might be burning yourself out a little bit and you're working really hard, you're grinding on it, you're achieving your success, you're doing it with maturity and responsibility, and you're doing it with a level head. Even if you are kind of like, it could be that you're worried that shit's not going to go your way, but it is. You got success in your future. There's no denying that. And then the Six of Swords is here to tell us to just remember that the things that we are leaving in the past, right, we're doing because it benefits our future. So I don't know if you gotta maybe, and this seems to be the month of cutting people out of your life. I don't know if you gotta like cut loose some dead weight. Like I had another reading, I believe it was Taurus, who had to have someone cut out of their life because they're not benefiting from the relationship. It's not symbiotic. It's parasitic. But I do feel like, remember that the fact that you got to go through the shit and you got to get through the shit in May is because looking forward into the future, you have good shit to replace it. Does that make sense? And like I said, I'm not the best tarot card reader in the world. All I can do is deliver what I see for you, and other people may read this different. I'm cool with that. But what I do feel is that here is kind of like a cautionary tale. Here is a little bit of caution. But right here is telling you, like, you're going to be all right. And don't stress too hard on making it perfect. I feel like perfection and like semi-obsessive behaviors is a little bit about like what you guys have a tendency to I mean, let's face it, Geminis can be a little bit obsessive. I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's just, it is what it is. Sometimes you guys can get a little bit obsessive. You're doing the right thing. You're on the right path. Get your grind on. All right, Geminis. Love you guys. Sorry that my reading was a little bit jumbled for you. I have a real hard time reading Geminis. Out of all the signs, literally all the signs, Gemini is the one sign that I struggle every single time to read. Okay? All right. Love you guys. See you in June.